radio. Oh yeah, I'm just so addicted, can't leave it alone. But it's morning, take the first time to start the show. And I need to know that. I said I really need to know who's clapping. The voice you wanna hear when you wake up, on your ride to school or on the way to get your cake up. Yeah, from 6 to 10 we gon' get it in. Monday to Friday, all we do is win. Who's creeping, who's lovers, who's pregnant, who's winning, who's got hidden children, who knows?
Hey, it's your favorite cousin, Young Jock. Hey, we got to hit you with a rundown of the developing stories overnight.
Joe Kent, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, announced his resignation, saying he cannot in good conscience back the Trump administration's war in Iran.
Message to the President of the United States. The outcome of war cannot be determined by tweets. The result of a war is determined in the field, the very place where you and your forces do not dare to approach, and you can only talk about it in your tweets.
Trucking industry officials are warning that President Trump's plan to ban non-citizens from driving big rigs will cost everyone more.
Most illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location.
We're going to have a good time today. Are you smarter than Young Jock, Love Doc Jock, and Date Dilemma? We all got something in store for you. You got some money on the line, and we can help you out just, with your life. Miss Shanika, what you got coming up?
Well, I got some word on the streets news that you don't want to miss.
I found already. Tied it to a cash app in her face. You're done. You're done. And she's a boosted stalker.
Hey, I don't give a about no plans if my child birthday is here.
Well, you should have did that with Joe.
Now, y'all don't piss me off about my damn child.
Young JLC, Miss Shanika, and Shouty.
We're live.
Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
My affirmations are real. You want your
Young Jock's Daily Jumpstart.
Success tends to whisper before it shouts, good people. It be right there like this. All you gotta do a little harder. You're almost there. So I want you to pay attention to that quiet progress. Pay attention to those quiet tones that you keep hearing. You know what it is, because that's where the breakthrough begins. It's not when everybody's, success. No, it's the moment you realize you're heading in the right direction. It's the moment you're realizing you're in the right circle. It's the moment you realize this is the right conversation for me and my well-being and my future. Again, success whispers before it shouts. So pay attention to the quiet process. And that is Young Jock's Daily Jumpstart. Shout out coming up with the Craze Report. Keep it locked. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
affirmations are real. You want your
Young Jock's Daily Jumpstart. Keep it locked right here to Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Good morning, what up, though? Me, the boy, Mr. 106 The Park, man. Boy, Bow Wow, man. Every day we listening to the best damn morning show. And I say the best, but I'm talking about the best damn morning show, period. Gotta stay tapped into the number one morning show in the city. It's your boy Jock, the Streetz Morning Takeover. We taking it over. You know how we do it.
Great. Now, we got to get right into this now. Iran is firing back at Donald Trump with some chilling warnings. They're just basically saying, hey, man, wars are won on the battlefield, not on social media.
Message to the President of the United States. The outcome of war cannot be determined by tweets. The result of a war is determined in the field, the very place where you and your forces do not dare to approach, and you can only talk about it in your tweets. It's better to name this war as epic fear instead of epic fury.
I will say this, as most of the stuff we're hearing these days will keep you at a loss of words. It's interesting because we were looking at some other layouts as far as what people are saying, how this will affect the long term, because they're saying that President Trump is basically playing a short-term game, which has long-term outcomes and not favorable ones for us. You know, they're just basically saying, like, there are one of three things you could do. You could retreat. If we retreat, yeah, we lose everything. We lose credibility. We look weak to China and Russia. The backing of oil, we lose that. We lose the Middle East forever, basically. They're basically saying if we decide to put boots on the ground, they're saying that Iran, just think of it, this place has about, it's a crazy number, like 40 million people.
Yes.
And they're like people that live in caves and rocks and in cities, but in places where you can't find them. And basically, if you put boots on the ground, which a lot of people think that President Trump is going to do, although they're saying that he is positioning to retreat, they're saying that if we do put boots on the ground, we will lose severely, like hundreds of thousands of U.S. lives. So we're going to definitely keep you in the know as more details arise, because I'm telling you, it's not over right now. You know that. But I'll tell you something. We're going to tell you something probably even crazier today, because Shawty, what you coming with?
The Crazy Report.
You dig that. Keep it right here where you got it. Shawty coming up with the Crazy Report on Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Yo, it's the craziest story you'll hear all morning. The Crazy Report is on right now. Shawty, run it down.
Yeah, run it down is what we about to do, y'all. Man, you ever got the bubble guts in the wrong place?
Wrong and the right place.
Man, you know them bubble guts be coming up on me, man, with them rods. Imagine getting the bubble guts in Walmart. You know, that bathroom be right at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, this guy got caught out there. Take a listen.
What the taking a shit in the bathroom? This Walmart. That, I'm sticking around. I need to see who taking a shit. You ain't got no respect for the outside world. And don't even bother raising your feet, because I've already seen them.
And that's crazy. And you know I know crazy because I'm crazy. And crazy knows crazy. That's Shawty what my name is with the Crazy Report. Follow me on all social platforms at Shawty the Comedian. Hi.
Keep it locked right here to Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
What up, it's your boy. That's right, Big Snow. Every day, weekday from 6 to 10, I'm listening to the boy Young Jock right here on Streetz Morning Takeover. Let's get it.
Woski. We got to get right into it, man. Can you hear me? Miss Shanika?
Yes.
What's going on, Miss Shanika? Talk to me. Tell me something good.
What's going on inside the Word on the Streetz news?
It's coming up.
Yes, it's definitely coming up. So you can't miss it. We have to talk about Mystikal as he makes a plea on his past rape charge. Also, DJ Mustard wins big. Jay-Z is back outside. And Boosie Boo is calling out his stalker. All right. And it's coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. It's time to get into sports in the streets with DJ Swin.
Listen, here's the matchup that you did not know that you needed in your life. Former President Barack Obama and NBA star Anthony Edwards, they engaged in a playful, competitive matchup. It was a little bit of basketball, a little bit of ping pong, and of course, a little bit of trash talking. The challenge was all in the purpose of promoting the Obama Presidential Center opening in Chicago.
You gotta finish what you start now. There we go. Good thing I won at night, not last night. I like that sound.
What do you call somebody who doesn't mind losing?
I don't know what you call them.
A loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't never been a part of them. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Ant-Man even has described Obama as his favorite person in the world. I love their friendship. Let's get into the NBA. LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets was dropping circus buckets, but he practices those.
You work on those shots, specifically falling down and throwing it up, because that was pretty.
Yeah, low-key, honestly. I work on all my shots.
The Charlotte Hornets defeat the Miami Heat 136-106. The Detroit Pistons defeat the Washington Wizards 130-117. Today in the NBA, the New Orleans Pelicans will face off against the LA Clippers. The Chicago Bulls will take on the Toronto Raptors. And the Atlanta Hawks are up against the Dallas Mavericks. Remember, the men's basketball NCAA tournament has begun as of yesterday. The University of Howard is moving on to face off against Michigan. Texas defeated NC State and are moving on in the tournament. Today, the NCAA women's basketball tournament begins. It's March Madness. That's sports from the streets. I'm DJ Swin. I'm your DJ with the $1 million smile. Go Dogs.
Keep it locked right here to Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Turn off the lights.
The mics are on and ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen. Word on the street, she be bopping, I need more. Yeah. Word on the street, screaming bite like on a moped. Word on the streets, I get it popping like a blackhead. Word on the streets, going down like Jock said.
It's Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover with Miss Shanika.
That's right. Let's get inside this Word on the Streetz news. And first and foremost, talk about Mystikal. Yes, Mystikal has now been locked up for quite some time. Well, here is what's going on with his latest plea in court. He has pled guilty to third-degree rape in connection with his 2022 assault case.
This case dates back to July 2022 when Ascension Parish deputies responded to a hospital after a reported sexual assault. Investigators later arrested Michael Tyler at his Prairieville home, where he has been held without bond ever since. At the time, Tyler pled not guilty to the charges, which also included domestic abuse. Tyler will be back in court on June 6th for sentencing.
All right, moving right along, let's talk about DJ Mustard. DJ Mustard had a huge win in court. It seems that now the custody is definitely in favor of the mother. She was able to get millions out of this marital situation. And now it seems that he won big in court because now he gets to decide about the schooling for his children. So big win for him. A lot of fathers wish that they could have that right, and it seems that he has that. Also, Jay-Z, he's back outside. We hadn't heard of Jay-Z performing in quite some time. You know, usually we see him on the sidelines at the Super Bowl game, organizing things and all of that. Well, he is going to be out there in these streets. He's going to be at The Roots. Yes, at the Roots Day. Jock, have you been a part of the Roots concert day before?
No, but we've reported about it. I've definitely watched a lot of videos, and I just never, it seemed like every time certain things that are annual, I don't get a chance to get them because I be booked.
You be booked and busy.
Yeah. So I'm going to start taking some time myself, actually. I told myself I'd do it in 2026. Just because the money's calling me. I think that some of life's experiences are far more valuable than that little money that you're going to get on the back end or whatever. So I'm going to start positioning myself to actually be able to enjoy life a little more.
I know that's right. All right, look at you. All right, and Bootsy, you know, usually he online big, and actually he begged my friend for a favor yesterday, but that's neither here nor there. Now, Bootsy has decided to call out his stalker because she done upped and called CPS on him and his baby mama.
I found her already. Tied it to her cash app in her face. You're done. You're done. And she's a Boosie stalker. I'm all over her page. She's a Boosie stalker. This what people do. You're crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. A lot of people that I know are suffering from stalkers. Shawty has one. I have one. We all have one on the show, actually.
I am the stalker.
And
the stalker.
I rebuke them in the mighty name of Jesus. All right. That is what's going on inside the Word on the Streets news. Definitely got to talk about Amy Luciani, Dwight Howard coming up, and more with Mystikal and his third-degree assault charge. We're going to get a little bit into that next hour. All right. Also, you can go to Streetz Morning Takeover and follow me at Miss Shanika on IG.
Thank you, Miss Shanika. We got to get into this. So here's this story that's been kind of bubbling for the last couple of days where a mother, their unborn child, came into the emergency room with a doula. And, you know, that's the person who helps you, you know, deliver your child or be there with you through the process of, you know, pregnancy and whatnot. And the baby was breached. The head was breached, and the mother needed care attention immediately. Now, the doctors would not allow the doula or the family to be present while they were about to deliver the child. I want you to take a listen. We got to talk about it.
I'm currently at Piedmont Henry Hospital in Stockbridge, Georgia. We are being forced as her support people to leave a room right now by a doctor and another public officer.
So this mother's going to have to be here by herself to have her baby?
You guys can come back in the morning, okay?
So she's going to give birth in this room without anybody in the room with her?
The doctor wants everybody going.
So the doctor is creating a law to where she can no longer have a support person? Can we please get
This is policy, man.
Now, when you start thinking of the concept of when you think the loss of life when it comes to black women in labor, you know, it's very high, right?
Yeah.
So when you hear stuff like this, you automatically you're on
Get
the
on defense,
right?
yes.
And I did. I'm not gonna lie. I live right there. That is the very hospital that housed my mother, that took great care of my mother all the way till she transitioned. So, I mean, every case is different. You know what I mean? But with that being said, I was I was rage baited. It pissed me off, and I got upset. And the lady who posted it, she went back and did her research, Miss Shanika, and shouted. And she came back and was like, it says here that, you don't have to leave as a woman in labor. She has the right to have someone there in lieu of her care, blah, 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 blah. And so I was like, wow, they really going hard. I'm like, Pete Henry going to have a tough time defending this. And then there's this nurse who came out from Emory overnight.
Okay.
She spoke about it. And she was like, listen, here's the concept. The doctor and the nurse trump the doula when you come into this facility. Because now we are at care. The doula, you don't have the technology, the knowledge, the expertise, or any of that to see that we see, because this mother's, the baby's head was breached, right?
Yes.
She had already lost most of her embryonic fluid out of her sac days prior to that. So the baby and the mother was in danger. The doula, there's nothing you could do. When we say get your ass out of here, get your ass out of here, because it's about the mother and the child and not you. So do not let this story, take you over the edge. But be aware. You should know your rights, and you got to know how the protocol of this goes when you're in a situation like this. So I want to ask y'all a question. Should the family have abided by the rules set in place by the hospital, or should the hospital have been a little more lenient in this situation? Because I honestly feel like when it's life and death, we don't have time to sit down and explain to you. Get your ass out of here and let us deliver this baby safely and make sure this mother survives, okay? 1-844-986-4562. Call us up. We want to hear from you. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Take.
Hi, this is Jeff Fox, National Black Radio Hall of Fame inductee, with more than 30 years rocking the box in New York City and Sirius XM. Now, I'm taking you behind the mic for real conversation with today's artists from classic soul, R&B, hip-hop, film, and beyond. So get ready to check out the Jeff Fox Show Behind the Mic podcast, wherever you get your podcast.
Good morning. We're back. It's the top of the hour, Young JOC. Miss Shanika and Shout with Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover this morning. We're talking about an incident that took place involving a mother, child, and their doula, an unborn child, I should say, at Piedmont Henry Hospital, where the mother was denied the support of her doula while being brought in for an emergency, delivery.
I'm currently at Piedmont Henry Hospital in Stockbridge, Georgia. We are being forced as her support people to leave a room right now by a doctor and another public officer.
So this mother's going to have to be here by herself to have her baby?
You guys can come back in the morning, okay?
So she's going to give birth in this room without anybody in the room with her?
The doctor wants everybody going.
So the doctor is creating a law to where she can no longer have a support person? Can we please get it?
This is policy, man.
Okay, so here's the case. I don't think we broke it down all the way, Ms. Shanika. The biggest problem, what created the whole misunderstanding, was the fact that the child's head, the crown, had already breached, right? And the doula was saying that her professional opinion is that the mother should deliver vaginally. The doctors knew that it was a concern instantly because they're like, when did her water break? It's like days ago. That let them know right now, you're not the person that she should have been here the minute the water broke, right? So because of that, they already know the conditions of what happens to the body, of the anatomy of the woman and the child during this process if this happens. So they were saying we have to do an emergency C-section, a cesarean. And that's where the doula had the problem with. And she got into the argument with the doctors because she was saying, no, we got to have a natural birth. And they're saying, look, we don't have time. The baby needs to be taken now. And that's why they said, y'all have to leave.
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
She's creating a problem within an emergency. You know what I mean? It's an emergency. We're in the emergency room, woman. You talking about this? This can't happen. We are past that point. And so I agree with the hospital.
Now here's the thing. So you had people that really wanted to know what was going on. So when it comes to labor and delivery, yes, you're at this particular hospital, which is Piedmont Henry, Stockbridge, Georgia, you're typically allowed one designated support person during labor and delivery. That person is usually a partner, spouse, or chosen support person. Now, the doula is the chosen support person. But once you create a conflict, the hospital has the right to ask you to leave. And that's what that situation was. So we want to know from you guys, you know what I'm saying? Was the hospital was the family right, or was the hospital wrong, or were they right? Could the hospital been more lenient? I don't want a yes or no answer. I want to know, what are your thoughts on this? 1-844-986-4562. We waiting to hear from you. Young Jock in the Streetz morning takeover. All right, we're talking about a situation where a mother was brought in for emergency delivery. There was a conflict between the doula and the hospital. The doula was asked to leave. The mother felt as if she should have been granted the opportunity to have one support person left in place. And speaking of possibly suing the hospital, well, we're asking, should the family have abided by the rules set in place by the hospital, or should the hospital have been a little more lenient in the situation, considering the severity of it?
My thoughts are, seeing that the baby was breached, meaning that either the limbs or any other part of the body was presenting before the head, I think the hospital made the right decision, and her doula should have supported the hospital.
Hey, man, my opinion, Jock, man. First of all, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My opinion, the hospital was right, man, because you got to think about the liability issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something would have happened to that baby, God forbid it passed, the baby passed or something, the hospital would have been liable for the lawsuit.
Well, I'm a mother and I'm epileptic. I'll be damned if I go in a hospital and I'm in labor and I have nobody with me. That's like really insane to think as a black mother that I'm going into this alone. And what if I don't wake up? Who's going to be there? Who's going to be able to just be in support of me and my child?
They were right, Jock. Good morning to you, brother. But just remember, just a couple months ago, you did that. I did a thing about the young lady, I think, in Texas somewhere, where they took too long to get her a doctor. You understand what I'm saying? She kept asking for a doctor. The mama was right there with her, for real. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's the time and place for everything. But that wasn't no time for no doula or who out the way.
Good morning, Young Jock in the Streetz morning takeover. Please tell us your thoughts.
Yes, from the previous experience in May, a similar situation happened because I delivered 3 babies at Pete Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the most excellent care with all 3, but with my last pregnancy, the doctors had to think quick. I had a doula, and they did ask the doula to leave because the baby, the cord was wrapped around my son's neck twice, and they had to give me an emergency C-section.
Are you in labor right now?
No, that's my baby in the background. That's my miracle baby in the background.
Thank you for your call, baby.
Baby want to tell us his side.
Exactly.
That miracle baby.
All I think about is you.
You are now listening to The Day Dilemma with Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Young Jock in the Streetz morning takeover. If you got a dilemma, they got a dilemma, which means we got a dilemma. It's The Day Dilemma. Who's on the line this morning?
Yeah, it's your boy, Jaden.
What's up, Jaden?
What's going on, Jock?
I don't know. You tell me. How can we help you?
Man, I'm just calling in because went out on a date with the young lady, Terri. We went out on 2 dates, and everything seemed to be cool, man. And called her a couple of times after the second date, and I ain't heard nothing. No return calls, no nothing, man. And
so you've been officially ghosted?
Pretty much.
If this was power, you'd be ghost.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your lady name, man? What's her name?
Her name is Terri.
Terri. And you don't have no idea as to why you got ghosted?
Nah, man. She had no complaint. I was on time. I wasn't late. You know, I paid for everything. I don't know what else I could have did.
Well, listen, this is what we're going to do, my boy. I'm gonna make it special. I'm going to make it work out special for you. I'm going to put you on hold. You put your phone on mute. We're going to get her on the phone. We're going to see what she says about why she ain't deal with you no more, why she hasn't dealt with you, and then we'll cue you in. All right?
All right, cool.
Hold on. He probably out of his mind. You know why I said that? He said, I did everything right, but get the second date. So what that tell you, Miss Shanika?
That he definitely did something wrong.
Hello.
Good morning. My sweet Terri, please.
This is her.
Hey, Terri. How you doing, baby?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Good morning, Terri. I don't want to take a lot of your time. Let me just tell you what's going on. This is Young Jock. I got Miss Shanika and Shawty on the phone with us this morning. Are you currently dating someone?
I'm single, but I am dating. I have been on a few dates.
Okay. Do you know a gentleman by the name of Jaden?
Yes, I do.
How did your relationship with Jaden work out?
Well, it's not a relationship. We did go on 2 dates.
Mm-hmm.
The first date was great. I was really connecting with him, and we went on the second date, and I was completely thrown off, and it's a no for me.
Oh, well, what did he do on this date?
So for the second date, I go in and I'm looking around for him and I don't see him. And then he approaches me, but he looks completely different than how he looked from the first date. Oh. When I say that, I mean he had a whole head full of locks, like all the way down to his back.
Like a hair weave?
Yeah, like the first date, he had a fade, he had a cut. So where did you get these dreads from?
Oh, this some young Jock right here.
God.
Now, are you sure he's not like an actor or something?
Well, if he was an actor, like, you know, why would you feel like that's okay to approach me for a date? Like, why would you not tell me or warn me? Like, you don't just come to the second date looking completely different. Like, who is this man? I don't know you.
Wow.
Oh, so he done showed back up with the hair and you just like...
Yeah, and I had to get to the bottom of it. So I went to his Instagram and I noticed that he does that all the time. He likes to wear different type of hairs. Like, he likes to put on fake beards. It's giving very much creep.
Are you being funny?
Are you sure you didn't go on a date with a young Jock? Is your real name Jaden?
So other than that, is there anything else that you didn't like about Jaden?
No, I mean, that was it. That's just creepy to me. Like, who are you? Like, how do you have a fade and then you have a whole head full of dreads? Like, what is going on?
Well, you know, some people like to change it up, switch it up a little bit.
Or he could be related to Shawty, too.
No. You gonna take that, Shawty?
I work with the fakest men on the radio.
God.
They faker than me.
We're gonna take your ass out in a few minutes. And I ain't talking about the them either. Terri.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to let you know that you ain't say nothing too bad, other than the fact you don't like the fact that the man wears faux locks and faux beards, and he probably does this faux attention. It's just so funny to hear you talk about this situation, all the faux locks and the faux beard. But I forgot to tell you that he is on the phone. Jaden.
So you gonna ghost me for something like that? I mean, why you didn't speak up on it the day of?
Because, Jaden, I mean, you're pretty much like fraud. Like, that's not you. And it just threw me off. Like, who does that? It's just creepy.
Terri, you just gonna call this man a fraud to his face like that? But you couldn't tell him his beard and his locks was fraud when you seen him?
Yes, fraud. It's not yours. Like, what is going on?
But don't nobody say nothing about y'all females. Y'all, everything about y'all is fake. Nails,
but
hair,
we females, we can do that.
You don't know what I'm into. You know what I'm saying? What I'm into could call for me to change up my look every once in a while.
What do you mean what you into?
Yeah,
what?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you into? You like,
it's
dressing up like cosplay or like
crazy.
what?
I'm not like, you know, I do have a sister that's into, you know, doing hair and all that. So sometimes she uses me a model or whatever.
Is it like a fantasy for you? Like, that's a turn off for me.
So you your sister's baby doll?
I don't like looking the same all the time. I think, you know, sometimes I like to switch my look up. If you don't like the hair, that's cool. I just wish you would have said something at the time.
So Terri, the man want to know what it's gonna be, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna be anything. He gotta find somebody that's okay with that. I'm not, and I'm good.
Damn.
He just needs to know that it's giving very much creepy, and nobody's gonna like that. You can't just show up one day looking like something, then the next you're a totally different person. Like, I don't like that.
Damn, I can't believe it's gonna play out like this, man. Shout out to my dog Jaden, man. He gonna still be wearing his hair how he want to wear it without this date. But it is what it is. I'm gonna have 1-800 Enter the Bethune Law Firm. Y'all will not be getting this $100. Call us up 1-844-986-4562. Call us up right now. Keep it right here where you got it. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
That was the date dilemma with Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
You're listening to the 660 Extended Clip Podcast hosted by the GOAT of the game, Hip Hop Gamer. I'm bringing you the fifth element of hip hop. We're merging gaming culture and entertainment with interviews from the culture's biggest stars and breaking news stories that you got to hear.
What we do for these families isn't just slapping paint, giving them a kitchen. They feel the love from the community that showed up. First off, the community shows up. We do this big reveal, you know, where they get to walk up to the house and the whole community's there. And they're shocked that so many of their neighbors want to say thank you the way they do. And that's what we've got to start doing.
So tap in and hit that subscribe button and start listening to the 660 Extended Clip on all your favorite streaming podcast platforms today. And remember, character is your currency. Tune in. Peace.
it's Jermaine Dupree. You gotta stay tapped in to the #1 morning show, Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. We right here at it, man. We going crazy this morning on this date dilemma. Jaden is calling for Terri. They went on 2 dates. Went on a date and got ghosted. So, yeah, Terri got on the phone and was like, yeah, the second date, Jaden looked totally different from the first date. Say the man had a man weave on the second date with locks down his back. Now, the first date she met him, he had a short fade haircut. Now, I ain't gonna hold you, dog. He do it on the regular. She found out he does it on the regular. She's just like, I can't do it. Shanika, would that have been a problem for you? Like, let's say the guy showed.
Of course it was a problem.
I'm saying, but
Didn't
let's
you
say.
hear the date dilemma?
But I'm saying, I heard. So listen.
What?
Okay.
Don't surprise me and be a bald head bench.
Do you have a thing?
And I think you got nice wavy.
No, I ain't
good
never.
hair.
No. I'm saying, do you think it's an issue for a man to have a man unit?
It's not an issue as much as it would be a shock to me.
So why is it that women can do this and men can't? Because women do it every day. Like every day. When you see a woman, if it's 365 days in a year, if she's sick or just, I need to let my hair breathe, or I'm just going to I'm going to wear my hair out because it needed. A woman is around here 300 days at least, faking to be somebody else. When I say that, they got a whole pretentious look going. It's not their hair.
Y'all ain't talking, man.
No,
when y'all get them chalk outlines on y'all forehead after y'all haircut, y'all be tricking the world.
Yeah, that. Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover. What's our thoughts on this date dilemma?
So, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't date anybody like that. I wouldn't, because that's just not my preference. But I don't see anything wrong. Like you said, us women, we wear nails, we wear hair, we wear, aesthetics. Why is it wrong for a guy to wear aesthetics? Now, he should have told her on the second date so she could have been aware. But I don't see anything wrong with it.
Talk about this date dilemma.
Man, that is very much weird as hell. I mean, I get it. Some people are into different stuff. But like she said, you don't just show up looking one way and then come with a head full of locks, man. Like,
Baby.
That would have threw anybody off. She should have said something. But another thing, I hate when men be like, y'all women do it. Why are you trying to be like a woman? Why are you trying to compare yourself to a woman? Like,
you know what, though? I feel you. That's all I'm going to say. Because at the end of the day, you know what? It's just not something we see on the regular. But the reality of it is, man, why can't a man just change his hair for a day?
He can. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to let people know, that's what you into first, because that'll catch anybody off guard. Like, when a woman switch up her hair, it's not that, far-fetched. It's not that out of the ordinary, because we do that. They make wigs for us. But
so what if he showed up looking good with it? Would you think she would have said something? He probably looked like trash. Because if he just showed up looking good, you'd have like, girl, he came. I was old, but he looked good.
Nah, it's giving cross-dressing.
Nah, it's giving. He showed up looking dumb as hell. He probably had that BS in his head.
It's Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover with Miss Shanika.
That's right. Let's get inside this word on the streets news. All right. Well, first and foremost, we got to get into some Boosie news, some Boosie Boo news. He is putting his stalker on straight blast.
I found her already. Tied it to a cash app in her face. You're done. You're done. And she's a Boosie stalker. I'm all over her page. She's a Boosie stalker. This what people do. You're crazy.
Oh, wow. Definitely put her on blast. Said his stalker then called CPS on him and his baby mama. All right, girl. Girl, you better stop, girl. Did you see the picture that she had of them as a couple? Y'all, these people really be outrageous. And I'm sure she pulls up to where he is. Don't pull up on Boosie. Nah. He ain't been a good citizen his whole life. All right. So let's talk about this. Mystikal has pled guilty to third-degree rape charge and faces up to 20 years in prison. All right. And sentencing is set for June of 2026.
This case dates back to July 2022 when Ascension Parish deputies responded to a hospital after a reported sexual assault. Investigators later arrested Michael Tyler at his Prairieville home, where he has been held without bond ever since. At the time, Tyler pled not guilty to the charges, which also included domestic abuse. Tyler will be back in court on June 6th for sentencing.
Well,
now for people asking what third-degree rape means, because I'm sitting here now, people are texting what's third-degree rape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the laws vary by state, but generally it's still a felony, a serious felony at that. It usually involves non-consensual sexual acts, which still sounds like the rape word itself, but it's without certain aggravating factors requiring it to make it first degree. So,
all right. Man, that's a very crazy story, but we had to report it. And let's talk about Dwight Howard. Now, his ex has filed an emergency custody request, and this is after his teen said that she felt unsafe with her dad, but the judge has denied the request. But this stems back from when Amy made the video in the car pleading for help and saying that she was scared now that CPS was involved in the custody situation.
My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times.
All right. Well, just very sad news. The daughter is 15 years old, and she is claiming that she feels unsafe in her father's care. So, to be continued, because at the end of the day, people always say when you are of a certain age, you get to decide whose custody you want to be in. So I'm sure this is going to be an uphill battle. All right. And the Word on the Streetz news is being brought to you by Amy Witherite. Yes, 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. You can check the website. The results speak for themselves. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Let them know Miss Shanika sent you.
Thank you, Miss Shanika. Coming up, man, we have some sad news to talk about. You've probably heard of this situation where the 12-year-old girl who died after a fight at a school bus stop in Georgia earlier this month, the parents are basically saying, hey, I feel like the school should be held liable.
The parents of a Georgia 6th grader are demanding change after they say their daughter died from injuries suffered in a fight at a bus stop.
We got a 12-year-old that should be here.
Video from March 5th shows a school bus pulling away as 12-year-old Jada West and another girl yell and taunt each other.
Who is gonna fight you over some noise?
Moments later, a fistfight breaks out. The two fall to the pavement, with Jada landing on her back.
Oh my God!
A woman intervenes and the girls separate, but police say soon after the clip ends, Jada went into cardiac arrest, and a few days later, she passed away.
This is very sad news to have to deliver. No one wants to hear of any news like this. Well, the school says that this was an off-campus incident, but parents informed the school several times prior to this incident and several times because of bullying. Now, we're asking, should the school be held responsible even if this did happen off school grounds? 1-844-986-4562. Call us up. We want to hear from you. More with Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us. It's the top of the hour. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. Very sad news. We're talking about the young lady, the young girl who was, it's just so sad when I talk about it because I have daughters this child's age. She was 12 years old, 6th grader. Yeah. Got into a fight, after school, getting off the school bus, and she collapsed. Went into cardiac arrest. Now, when you hear things like this, you're like, how? This is a child. It really doesn't matter how. It has happened at this point. But we are talking about the how this morning.
Yeah, and what stood out mostly to me in this story is the fact that this child had just transferred to a new school and she was being bullied. The fight should not have happened. That child should not have had to fight for being a new student in a new place.
Yes.
And, people picking at her for absolutely no reason. You don't even know this baby.
Well, this is the thing. as far as being accountable. The mother had been to the school. It's reported that the mother had been to the school. If the mother has been to the school and she has made complaints, then it's on the school to make sure that these kids are safe from each other.
The parents of a Georgia 6th grader are demanding change after they say their daughter died from injuries suffered in a fight at a bus stop.
We got a 12-year-old that should be here.
Video from March 5th shows a school bus pulling away as 12-year-old Jada West and another girl yell and taunt each other.
Who is going to fight you over some noise?
Moments later, a fistfight breaks out. The two fall to the pavement, with Jada landing on her back.
Oh my God!
A woman intervenes and the girls separate, but police say soon after the clip ends, Jada went into cardiac arrest, and a few days later, she passed away.
Very sad. Now, the school says it was an off-campus incident, although the parents had informed the school several times prior to the bullying. We're asking you this morning, should the school be held responsible even if this incident happened off school grounds? Call us up. We want to hear from you now. 1-844-986-4562. More with Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
What's up? This is Spike Lee here. You got to listen to the best morning show. I'm talking about the #1 morning show in the city. It's Young Jock and the Streetz Morning Takeover. Everybody listen to Young Jock and the Streetz Morning Takeover. Spike Lee here. What's up? Peace and love. You dig?
This morning, we're talking about the incident where the 12-year-old 6th grader tragically lost her life after fighting, getting off of a school bus.
The parents of a Georgia 6th grader are demanding change after they say their daughter died from injuries suffered in a fight at a bus stop.
We got a 12-year-old that should be here.
Video from March 5th shows a school bus pulling away as 12-year-old Jada West and another girl yell and taunt each other.
Who is going to fight you over some noise?
Moments later, a fistfight breaks out. The two fall to the pavement, with Jada landing on her back.
Oh my God!
A woman intervenes and the girls separate, but police say soon after the clip ends, Jada went into cardiac arrest, and a few days later, she passed away.
This is very sad. Now, the school says it was an off-campus incident, even though the parents have informed the school several times prior to the bullying and to this incident. And we're asking this morning, should the school be held responsible if this happened off of school grounds?
Wow, this is just such a sad story, man. The bullying in itself, it has to be stopped.
No, I definitely agree.
This baby did not have to fight for her life.
We're going to the phone lines. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. What are your thoughts?
Of course. I personally do think that the school should be held liable as well, especially if parents are calling in and they're saying, hey, this is what's going on to my child, and it wasn't dealt with at the school. I think for sure that they should have some sort of hand or some sort of fault in it as well.
My name is Lisa, and my thoughts are the school and the bus driver should be held liable. The bus driver was negligent because the argument happened on the bus. Once you get off the bus, you hear her ask, like, why are y'all getting off at this stop? So the bus driver, first of all, if that wasn't your stop, she shouldn't have let the kids off the bus. And then second of all, once they started to just sit there and argue, she shouldn't have pulled off. So she was definitely negligent for pulling off and leaving those kids at that bus stop.
Good morning. First of all, condolences to the little girl. Love and prayers of strength to her family at this time. That was very hard to hear. About the situation, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit torn because as the bus driver, him pulling away, when they seen that happening, that was a little bit irresponsible. You know, sometimes you're more than just a bus driver picking up kids, taking them to school.
My name is Chrissy, and my thoughts is I feel like the school should be held accountable because if I'm a parent and I'm coming to the school telling you, hey, this is happening to my child X, Y, and Z, and y'all doing nothing about it, and then my child get off of a school bus and then lose her life, everybody needs to be held accountable.
My name's Amber, and me personally, I feel like the school is responsible. That when I was going to school, even if you at the bus stop, that's still considered school grounds. So that means that school is still responsible for the little girl.
Good morning. My name is Nikki, and I feel as if, yes, the school should be held accountable.
Keep it locked right here to Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. It's time for Are You Smarter Than Young Jock? Sponsored by Metro by T-Mobile. Test your wits. Test your knowledge for cash and prizes.
Taking the game's mine.
It's Are You Smarter Than Young Jock?
A king in his gang.
Only with Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, man? This your boy Terri calling straight out of 912 Savannah, Seaport.
Seaport. All right, look here, man. You think you smarter than Young Jock?
Man, I would hope so, but I know this your thing right here, man. You be killing these people on this, so I'm gonna do my best.
All right. It's a lot on the line today, Cree. Here are the rules. You have 10 seconds to answer each question. The first person to answer all 3 questions will be the winner. You guys cannot answer each other's question, and you cannot answer the question after your 10 seconds is up, or you will be disqualified, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's get into question number 1, Cree. Which 90s R&B group consists of 2 sets of biological brothers? You can do it.
Wow. Is that Jagged Edge?
No. All right. Young Jock.
Yes.
Which 90s R&B group consists of 2 sets of biological brothers?
I'm going with Jodeci.
You are correct.
Oh, man.
Okay. Young Jock.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a riddle. What can you hold in your right hand but never in your left hand?
I don't know.
2. All right. 3.
Yes.
What can you hold in your right hand but never in your left hand?
Just think about it. Real simple. Just say the opposite of what she just said.
How do you know? You got to
I'm going to take your left hand.
You are correct.
Golly. I ain't think of that one.
All right, Cree, you got one. This is your next question. From 2005 to 2008, Jay-Z was the president of what record label?
Def Jam. I'm tripping.
You are correct. Young Jock. What invention lets you look right through a wall?
Like an X-ray.
3.
2.
Sonar.
Wow.
All right. 3.
Oh, my stupid.
3.
Oh, man.
Okay, this is so easy.
You better get this one.
Don't think too hard about it,
No,
okay?
at all. Real simple.
What invention lets you look right through a wall?
A window?
You are correct. I agree. You are the winner.
Oh, yeah. Thank y'all.
Yep,
you Jock, I just want to give a shout out to Jock. That's my boy, man. I've been listening to you since I was a kid, man. It's good to hear you on the radio every day, man. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate that.
That's right, man. You got a shout out?
Yeah. I want to shout out to my brother, my sister, everybody down here that's going to work this morning. Hopefully everybody have a good day. Miss Shanika, you sound beautiful on the morning. Every day I'm listening to you.
Thank you.
And y'all need to tell Shawty he need a filter, because that man don't care what come out here, man. What he's up there causing problems, boy.
Yes, he do.
Appreciate you, my boy. Hold on for a second.
Yeah.
Test your wits. Test your knowledge for cash and prizes. You just listen to Are You Smarter Than Young Jock? Powered by Metro by T-Mobile.
Good morning. It's Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover this morning. We're talking about the 12-year-old 6th grader who suffered cardiac arrest after a fight getting off of the school bus. Now, the parents of this 6th grader is feeling as if the school should be held liable, although the school says this was an off-campus incident. Should the school be held responsible even if this happened off of school grounds?
Good morning. Yes, I do feel like the school should be held responsible, because when the parent went to that school to notify them, the parent should have notified the students who were bullying. They should have notified those parents. Plus, the bus driver was there, so they should be held accountable. So I think both the school and the parents of those that are bullying that young girl should have been held responsible for that incident.
Thank you for your call. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. Good morning. Now we're asking, should the school be responsible even if this happened off of school grounds?
Absolutely. And condolences to the family of this young lady. In the district that I live in, it actually enforces every student to wear a pass around their neck all day long, and it's enforced by the school. That pass allows a child to be able to get on the bus. They have scanners on the bus. A child is not able to exit that bus if their pass is not scanned for that bus stop. This could have prevented this young lady from having a whole gang of kids hopping off of that bus stop with her in order to attack her. Now, they do have a portion of liability, but they definitely need to find, this school district needs to put it in the budget so they can protect these kids and also kind of save themselves from liability in cases like this.
Thank you for your comment. Now, it is also come out the NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal has pledged to cover the funeral expenses for 12-year-old Jada West, who was fatally injured in this violent school bus incident. And, you know, it warms your heart to know that there are good people in the world who are willing to step up, but it breaks your heart to know that good people also have to be placed in this position for that to happen. So I'm very sad
For
about
sure.
it, but thank you for your call.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Yes, ma'am.
It's about that time for the Love Doc Jock.
Help me, help you, help me.
Come on. What's your problem? And this guy will either help or hinder your relationship.
Who do I think I am? Why I tell people that?
Either way, he's a man for the job. It's Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover, you on with the Love Doc Jock. How may I help you?
Hey, I was calling. I had a problem with my relationship. I was trying to get some advice. Me and my girl, we've been together for 6 years. You know, she done did something. You know, made mistakes. I done made mistakes, and I just got caught up in a little situation recently, and now she talking about leaving, but she's 8 months pregnant. So I'm trying to see what you think I should do.
What I think you need to do is reevaluate what y'all been doing wrong. You gotta look into the whole situation of why have you been doing what you doing, and why has she been doing what she's been doing. Somewhere in there, y'all been neglecting each other. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of neglect there. And you got to see what it is, because somewhere the answers are right in front of you, but y'all are neglecting these answers. You know what I'm saying? She's 8 months pregnant, right?
Right.
So there you might as well say y'all about to have a baby, because that baby could come at any time at this point, because she damn near full term.
Right.
I think you need to really sit down and have a talk about the future. You need to ask her what the future looks like with her and what it looks like without her. Because we all say stuff, we make threats, we make promises. But you got to know in your heart of hearts what you want out of the present and the future, because the past is already come and gone. So we got to look forward. So I think y'all need to be having that conversation, man, because right now, like you said, you've done things, she's done things. And again, that's because somewhere in there we neglect something, we didn't pick up on the signs or whatnot. Now at this point, you done messed up again.
Right.
And now you trying to figure out how to stay in there. Man, listen. Sometimes you got to give a person what they want. And the best way to do that is to give them what they need. So right now, this woman is pregnant, 8 months pregnant. Y'all about to have a child. She says she want to leave. Give her just that. Be a good father, be a good companion, be a good co-parent, and everything else will work itself out if it's meant for y'all to be, all right?
All right.
That's the Love Doc Jock. Now, if you got a small business you'd like to be spotlighted, 1-844-YUNGJOC. Again, that's 1-844-986-4562. Keep it right here where you got it, good people. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover. Hey, it's Young Jock, and I want to spotlight your small business, man.
Yo, what's up?
We need you to call us right now.
He know I stand on business.
1-866-YUNGJOC. Again, that's 1-866-986-4562 to highlight your business, man. Live with Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Hi, I'm Whitney Johnson, founder of the Bella Lucy Spa, a four-time award-winning licensed esthetician and spa, and I specialize in transforming overwhelmed, stressed-out skin into confident, healthy, and glowing skin. At Bella Lucy, we don't just do facials, we create customized treatment plans. Whether you're struggling with hyperpigmentation, acne, dryness, or just tired skin, we get to the root of your problem. No one-size-fits-all routine over here to get you to your skincare goals. And because self-care should be accessible, we offer payment plans and accept HSA and FSA cards as well, so we're versatile. If you're ready for real results and a luxury experience that prioritize both your skin and your peace, make sure you book your consultation today. We're located at 500 Sun Valley Drive, Suite E, as in Edward 2 in Roswell, Georgia, 30076. And you can follow us on Instagram at the Bella Lucy Spa. That's TheBellaLucySpa. To take advantage of a complimentary $50 gift card to my spa, text SKIN to 855-620-2252. And every morning, of course, I listen to Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Straight. Now, we got to get right into this now. Iran is firing back at Donald Trump with some chilling warnings. They're just basically saying, hey, man, wars are won on the battlefield, not on social media.
Message to the President of the United States. The outcome of war cannot be determined by tweets. The result of a war is determined in the field, the very place where you and your forces do not dare to approach, and you can only talk about it in your tweets. It's better to name this war as epic fear instead of epic fury.
I will say this, as most of the stuff we're hearing these days will keep you at a loss of words. It's interesting because we were looking at some other layouts as far as what people are saying, how this will affect the long term, because they're saying that President Trump is basically playing a short-term game, which has long-term outcomes and not favorable ones for us. You know, they're just basically saying, like, there are one of three things you could do. You could retreat. If we retreat, yeah, we lose everything. We lose credibility. We look weak to China and Russia. The backing of oil, we lose that. We lose the Middle East forever, basically. They're basically saying if we decide to put boots on the ground, they're saying that Iran, just think of it, this place has about, it's a crazy number, like 40 million people.
Yes.
And they're like people that live in caves and rocks and in cities, but in places where you can't find them. And basically, if you put boots on the ground, which a lot of people think that President Trump is going to do, although they're saying that he is positioning to retreat, they're saying that if we do put boots on the ground, we will lose severely, like hundreds of thousands of U.S. lives. So we're going to definitely keep you in the know as more details arise, because I'm telling you, it's not over right now. You know that. On Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Follow us at Streetz with a Z Morning Takeover on social media. It's Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
What it do? Good morning. It's Trillo G, Bump B, Rebel UGK for life. You know, every day we listen to the best damn morning show. We got to stay tapped in, baby. It's the number one morning show in the city. It's my boy, Young Jock, and the Streetz Morning Takeover. So make sure you and all your people tapped in listening to Jock and that Streetz Morning Takeover. Know what I'm saying?
You dig. It's about that time we get up out of here, man, get the rest of our day started, man. I would like to say shouts out to all the people I run into who be like, bro, shout me out in the morning. I be like, what's your name? They said it and I be like, gotcha. In my mind, I really be like, I'm going to remember your name. And then this time comes and I be like, shout out to, exactly. So shout out to the people that be asking me to shout them out when they see me, man. It's love from whatever city I'm in, state I'm in. If y'all see me on social media, out and about, moving around, hey, man, we love y'all.
Oh, yeah.
We love y'all.
Yeah, we do. I love these folks, man. TK Seafood. It's TK Discount Seafood. Yes.
Discount Seafood?
Yes, Discount Seafood. They'll sell you some fresh fish or they'll cook you a salmon plate. I went by and got one last night, salmon bowl, and it was really delicious. And it was so big for $15 that I brought half of it to work this morning. I started off you half for it.
No, you weren't.
That's why I ain't do it. You weren't with it. You want some Jock?
I barely eat mine at home with leftovers. Kendra hate that.
Y'all don't.
I just have an issue eating leftovers.
I would have been cleaned the refrigerator out for y'all, man.
Shy, we got to get out of here, man.
Yep, we sure do. Have a blessed day.
Shy, you want to tell them about what we doing?
I don't know what you're
What we got coming
about.
up, Shanika? Go on and tell them.
We're going to
tell them. What we going to do, Shy?
Attempt to eat Shanika cooking.
We're going to try to eat your cooking one day.
Okay, great.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
We'll tell y'all about it. We're going to eat our food tonight. Keep it locked. Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.
Keep it locked right here to Young Jock in the Streetz Morning Takeover.